Do you want to know how to price your products and services as an author, a coach, or a creative business owner so you can provide more value to your clients and make more money? Stay tuned. In today's video, I will show you what to do before you set your prices so that your customers will say heck yes to working with you over and over again. Hi, my name is Andrea. I am a brand strategist and the founder of Legacy Creative. My team and I design brands and offers for our clients all day long. We like when our clients have a simple business model and an offer that converts, all while creating an impact and a community. I love this quote I heard from Alex Hermosi. Make people feel so good, they feel dumb saying no. Cool, right? But how do you actually do that? First, let's just cover a few basics of human psychology and how people are hardwired. Humans will always move towards pleasure and away from pain. Said another way, most buying decisions are about looking good and not looking bad. Well, actually, heck, most decisions we make in our life are about looking good and not looking bad. And if you keep this in mind, it is more likely that you can connect to your clients. Another fundamental reality to keep in mind when you're designing your product and setting your price is that every yes means a buyer is saying no somewhere else. When people select to work with you and invest their time, their money, and their energy, they are saying no to someone else. That means that that decision they're making is a really important one. Look, I'm all about abundance and having it all, but I'm also about flow and alignment. Customers, the people we want to help and serve, they have limited resources like energy and time and money and relationships, and they're investing all of those resources when they're working with you. So make sure you're designing your offer so that it's a win-win-win-win and everybody feels like it's high value. If you're still here watching this and you're part of our tribe, that means you probably share the value of end user first. That means that we're here to provide amazing experiences that are fairly priced and a true win for all involved. Now, I like frameworks and equations because they make decision making and brand strategy way easier. I've spent a lot of time studying like how-to frameworks and models, and the one I'm going to share with you right now is the one that we use internally to help identify what should go into a program and a product and how to price it so that it's a win-win-win. It's simple and it helps you tap into empathy and use common sense to create that heck yes offer that people would feel dumb saying no to. Now, you might know I like to give credit where credit is due. I first heard this when I was working on the book Budgeting Sucks with Garrett Gunderson. Here's the equation. There is a difference between price, cost, and value. So for the purpose of the way we're going to think about it for the rest of this video, let's define the three. Price is what a customer pays for the product. It's a transaction that takes place. Costs are the intangibles. So these are the things like, what if they work with you? What else do they have to say no to? What if they don't work with you? What might they be losing out? What else are they going to have to invest when they decide to work with you? Now, value, that's different. Value is what does it add to their life? How working with you or buying your product is going to make their life better is what value really is. So remember, cost, price, value, they're not really the same thing. They're different. So I'm going to give you a few examples of cost, price, value in different scenarios so you can get it. And then in a few minutes, I'm also going to give you some questions to ask so you can identify what's the cost, what's the price, and what's the value of working with you. We've also provided a link to a downloadable resource that will help you use this in your own business or with your clients. It's in the comments below. Feel free to download it if you'd like. All right, let's jump into examples. Example number one, say you have a business mastermind and a coaching program, and it's for people who are in their business, building their business, and they really need community and support and coaching on how to build their business. The price could range, say, $20,000 a year or $2,500 a month. That's just the transaction of the money that's going to exchange hands. The cost, that's different for a business owner when they're making a decision like this. They're thinking about things like, how am I going to sell my team on this way of running our company? We were using EOS and now we have to use this other system. How's that going to work? What if it doesn't work? And then I have to go back to the beginning and learn a new way to run my company and go and choose to take advice from a different mastermind coach. Or they're thinking about things like, hey, if I do this, which means once a quarter I'm going to jump on an airplane and go to a third-party location and spend 2 days of my life working on my business, I have to take a week out of my life. And that means I'm not working for a week. It also might mean I'm leaving my children for a week, or I'm leaving other parts of my family and other responsibilities for a week. All of these things are consideration that are costs for somebody deciding to invest in a mastermind or a business coaching program when they're making a buying decision. Now let's talk about the value of when they choose to make that decision and that investment, which could be say $20,000 or more per year. What is it going to add to their life and to their business? So think about this. 2 days per quarter, taking time out to go and work on their business and not in their business means that their business might scale faster. It also might mean that their gross profits go up, their gross sales go up, and they build relationships with other like-minded business owners that they can do business with. All of these examples are value adds for the clients when they choose to invest in a mastermind program. When someone's making a buying decision about joining a mastermind or a business coaching program, they are thinking about all three of those things. They're thinking about the price, how much money is going to exchange hands for them to be part of your program. They're thinking about the costs. What else are they going to have to arrange in their life or rearrange in their life in order to participate fully from your program? And number three, they're thinking about the value. Why why are they hoping that this will add to their life and hopefully make it better than it was before? Remember, humans are all about moving to pleasure and away from pain. So in the scenario of like a business mastermind, they're really looking at how is this going to make my life and my business better, more flowy, more fluid, and ultimately probably more profitable. Okay, example number 2. Say you're a keynote speaker and you go into organizations and you run morning workshops for them. So your workshop, say, runs like 3 hours and you go in from 9 until noon and you work with their team based on like sales training or something. You might have a price tag on this of $10,000 for the sake of this argument. And so the price for the organization is they're going to pay you $10,000 to come in and run a sales training workshop for them. The costs, however, are very different. For the person who's booking you, their reputation is on the line. Think about this. If you come in and you do a rockin' job and you're amazing and everybody loves you and the sales go up, the person who booked you looks good and they don't look bad. But if you come in and you bomb it and you're not all that great at it and people are complaining and the feedback forms are like, man, this person wasn't all that into us, then the person who booked you looks bad and not good. So they're weighing out those costs in their mind of like, all right, am I gonna look bad or am I gonna look good if I put this person in front of my organization? Another cost is the cost of those employees being in that room in your workshop for the period of time that you're doing it. If your workshop is a full morning and there's 45 employees in there and the company is covering the cost of 45 people's salaries for the full morning, that's another cost that their organization is incurring because they're working with you. Now, it might be something that is really great for them and maybe they've got it planned into their budget, or maybe it's something they need to think about. Also, we all know that if you're running, say, a morning workshop, it doesn't really cost only the morning. It probably costs the whole day because the rest of that day isn't going to be all that productive for the people that are in the workshop. They're going to be there doing like personal development and professional growth, but they're not necessarily doing the other functions of their job. So again, this is a cost for the organization when they're making a decision about whether or not they're going to bring you in to run their workshop. Now, let's talk about the value that you're going to bring to that organization by coming in and running a morning workshop on sales and marketing or sales and conversion or whatever your subject matter is. So first of all, one of the values is you're going to bring motivation for the team. And if it's a sales team, they highly value motivation and getting everybody pumped up. And if you do a great job, their productivity goes up, their sales go up, their gross profit goes up, their gross sales go up. It's great. And the employees are going to think that you, the company, care about them. It's a great thing if the company brings in really good speakers that provide value to them. That's not only helpful at work, but maybe also helpful at home. Now the company's feel cared for, and that's another area of value that gets added to the company because they bring you in. Another value add that comes in from you being an excellent speaker and an excellent workshop runner is that the team and those employees and the people in that company have a shared common experience, and that will bond people, and the next time they're at the water cooler, they're going to feel more connected to each other. This is a very good thing for companies. It's a huge value add. So again, you've got price cost value in an organization when you're the keynote speaker. Example number 3. Let's say you're an author and you have a book and you want to sell your book. Pretty simply, the price is going to be the price that people pay you to buy the book. If it's a Kindle or an ebook, it might be as low as free, which is, no money out of pocket. If it's a really beautifully done hardcover book, it might be as high as like $35 or $40. At least that's the price of a hardcover book now when I'm filming this video. Who knows what it'll be in the future. That said, the price is what people are going to pay you for your book. Let's talk about the cost when it comes to somebody buying and reading your book. First cost is their time. How many hours of their life do they have to invest to read your book? Very often I see authors that don't actually think about this as one of the costs of what their buyers are getting. So you want to make sure that you're positioning the cost of your book in a way that you want to spend your time, like say to the readers, hey, it's going to be worth your 8 hours or 6 hours or however many hours of your life it's going to be to read the book. Another hidden cost of buying a book is that the buyers may have bought other similar books that they haven't read yet. And so they have a little bit of guilt like, should I be buying one more book when I didn't read the last one? Or I only read part of the last one? Am I going to learn anything new from this one? And guilt becomes a cost. Another cost, space in your house to store that book. Do people really want more stuff in their house? There's lots of people that do and lots of people that don't, but something to keep in mind. One thing I love about this when you're designing books is that the prettier the book, the more likely someone's going to want it in their house over and over again because it's a great, pretty book. Finally, let's talk about value in the case of a book. Well, the right book can change everything in someone's life. It could give you a different perspective. It could teach you how to make money. It could teach you how to relate to your family better. It might teach you how to be a better parent. It might teach you how to be a coach. It might make you a better business person. Obviously, if a book is well written by a subject matter expert, the value could be priceless in the right reader's hands. Also, another thing that a book can bring in value is it could save you time, it could save you money, and frankly, for me as a very avid reader, if I get one good thing out of a book, it's totally worth the time and money for me. So remember that when someone is choosing to buy your book, they are going to be looking for what value is is that book going to produce in their life? Now, I've given you 3 different examples of where price, cost, and value come into play and how it might lead into the buyer decision of what is it that they're choosing to buy from you. Now I'm going to share with you our top 3 brainstorming questions that we like to ask when getting into empathy mode and putting our end users first and thinking about how can we make an offer so amazing that someone would feel stupid saying no to. We've provided a worksheet for you on this. You're welcome to download it. It's in the comments below. Here's the first question that we ask. What problems does your product or service solve for your customer? You want to take this and list out as many as possible. What are all the problems that your customers have and how is your product or service going to solve them? This is the beginning of starting to have empathy and starting to think about what are some of the value places that you're providing value to your customers. Pro tip on this one, depending on the scenario, there may be multiple customers or multiple people involved in the buying experience, so make sure you're thinking about that and including them also. Question number 2, what other money are they already spending on similar or supportive functions in their life or their business? Basically what I'm trying to say is list out as many places you can possibly think of that they're already spending money that your product or service would replace. All right, question number 3, what will it cost them if they don't work with you or buy your product or service? Again, list out as many as you can possibly think of, or what are some of the hidden or obvious costs that will cost your customer if they choose not to work with you or not to buy your product. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and be sure to hit the little bell so you're notified next time a video goes live on our channel. Hopefully, this is just the start of our relationship, and whether you work in the creative industry as a freelancer or you're building your own brand, you want to keep coming back for more information and models just like this to design an epic brand and customer experience. Finally, if you do want help implementing any of this strategy or other things we talk about on this channel, feel free to reach out to us at legacycreative.com, where we're the kind of team that just swoops in and takes care of it for you and see if we're a good fit for you. Until next time, my name is Andrea. Make it a great day.